Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're joining me. I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. I just wanted to share a little bit about my story and why I've decided to record this for you. In 2020, as if the pandemic wasn't enough, my family experienced something quite traumatic. Without going into too much detail about that trauma, I would like to tell you ways that I was able to cope and ways that I was able to get through that and come out a really, really horrible situation with more purpose to my life. I decided in 2019, just to backtrack a little bit, to quit my job at the end of 2019 and become a yoga teacher. Yoga was something that was in my life. I didn't really understand all of the facets of it. I just thought that it felt good to stretch, and I thought that maybe I could help other people in that way. Going through yoga teacher training was quite transformative for my life, and I found a lot of peace and healing there. Fast forward a little bit more back to 2020, the traumatic experience that we had. I actually went to go see a therapist. And during my time with the therapist, one of the things that I was told that really made a huge difference was to keep a journal. So I kept this journal and I wrote down my thoughts and my feelings every single day. Every single day I would write those thoughts and those feelings down, and then I would put it in a drawer. So it was getting it out of my head onto paper and then just putting it away. Once it was put away, even though we were still dealing with the trauma of what was going on, it gave me a chance to breathe and to step and to walk away from the problem, getting it on that paper again, just to reiterate, to be able to walk away for a moment from that trauma and just breathe. One of the things that they teach in yoga, which is actually really bigger than the actual physical movement, asana in Sanskrit is physical movement. The physical movement in Western culture is really what we are designed to know, or really what we're familiar with, because it's what we see on Instagram and other types of social media. We see that physical movement quite often. Although that physical movement and stretching feels good, 90% of yoga is just learning how to breathe better. There is actually a science that connects the body to the brain through the nervous system. And that back and forth movement, that bilateral stimulation, actually moves stress throughout the body. In addition to moving that stress throughout the body, when we learn how to breathe better, and we learn how to breathe properly, we don't hold our breath in times of stress. We acknowledge when our breath is shortened or when it's too fast, and then we're able to calm that and come back to a normal breathing. That definitely helps with stress reduction. It really helped me with my trauma when I was really stressed out and frustrated because I couldn't control the situation. I couldn't fix that. I couldn't make it better. Just taking a minute to breathe. I was actually in California for a couple of days during this time that the trauma was happening. And I was actually standing in a Starbucks parking lot staring at my phone, trying to come up with what to do next, how to proceed with what I was doing with my time there. And I don't really know what compelled me to stop. I don't know if maybe it was some sort of body ache or body pain that I wasn't fully aware of at the time, which of course can sometimes happen. I just stopped. I put my phone down. I stood up straight to just regain that better posture. And I just looked around. I actually found this flower that I took a picture of, and I hold it. I still have it today, and I look at it quite frequently. This flower was a light in the midst of all that trauma and all that fear and everything that my family was going through at the time. So I stopped. Like I said, I stopped. I stood up straight, improved my posture, and I just saw this flower, and I just took a deep breath and focused on this flower for, I don't know, maybe a minute, maybe a half a minute. I'm not sure how long it was, but it broke the train of thought that stuck. So I think that in the midst of trauma, in the midst of things that are really, really difficult in our lives, I think if we just learn to stop, to breathe, and to look around at our surroundings, we can find moments of peace within all the hectic things that are going on. It may not even be something that's seriously traumatic. It may just be the normal day to day, taking kids to and from school, going to work every day when you'd rather be at home sleeping, or going to get an ice cream, or whatever it is in your life that can be difficult at the moment. Just learning to stop, to breathe, just take a moment to look around, just acknowledge your posture, the way you're standing, the way you're sitting. All of those things can really help. One of the things that I like to do in my yoga classes is actually teach grounding postures. I'll go ahead and demonstrate a few of them for you today that will combine those grounding postures with those breaths. This will be for all levels, so don't worry. I'm not going to do any circus poses, but just a few quick things that you can do that could help you potentially. Now, some of these things can be done in a chair. If you're a person that needs to be in a chair because for whatever reason, maybe you have hurt knees, maybe you actually sit in a wheelchair, or maybe your back's hurting and it's easier for you to sit in a chair. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate both, starting in the chair and then standing. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and move my chair back a little bit just so that you can see better. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and come to that chair. And then let's just sit straight tall with those shoulders down and away from the ear. You may want to take a moment just to engage that core. And then just be mindful of this spine straightment, just sitting straight up. Just even practicing this posture, this proper posture when sitting in a chair can actually help. And then let's go ahead and bring our hands to our knees or thighs, just with those hands pointed up, with those palms pointed up and open. The palms faced towards the ceiling or towards whatever's in front of us is actually a gesture of goodwill, giving and receiving, because those hands aren't clenched. So if you feel yourself with your hands clenched or your body tense, just go ahead and relax those muscles. If you notice that you're holding tension within your face, which is actually really common, just to hold that tension within that brow, let's go ahead and just soften. And then your choice to either close the eyes or keep them at a soft gaze. We'll begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And let's go ahead and inhale again through the nose. And then as you exhale through the nose, just take a moment to notice the way the body softens, the way the body releases as you exhale. We'll inhale through the nose again, and we'll exhale. And then when you're ready, we'll do a few half sun salutations. So we'll just circle the hands above the head, just taking in all the positive energy, bringing the hands to heart center. We exhale. Inhaling, bringing in all of that positive energy, bringing the hands together, bringing the hands to heart center. And feel free to run through a few of those at your own pace, holding each as long as you need. You could even wake up 5 minutes early in the morning before you have to go to work or to school, for whatever you have going on throughout the day. You can just sit and do this, just inhaling and then exhaling. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and just do one more thing sitting. Sometimes, again, we hold that stress throughout our nervous system, throughout our body. So just that breath helps just relieve that stress. One thing that you can do that's actually quite common, actually, when you're experiencing some sort of back pain or shoulder pain that you're holding within your body because of stress, we can just take that left hand, we can place it on the outside of the right knee, and then we can place the right hand behind us, just holding onto that chair, and then just gazing over that right arm. You may even want to scoot forward in the chair a little bit and then reach that right hand behind the back, just over here, just to grab the chair on the other side, just gazing over that right shoulder. The most important thing here is just to be mindful of that spine placement, keeping that spine straight up. And then just breathing. When you're ready, let's go ahead and come back to center and switch sides, bringing that right hand on top of the left knee, and then just gazing over that right shoulder again, your choice on that left hand. Again, like I said before, just being mindful of that spine placement and just breathing, just focusing on that breath. Sometimes keeping those eyes closed is nice because you don't have anywhere to look but inward. You can't be distracted by any visual things going on outside of your body. Embracing that silence, that peace, and allowing that breath to keep us in the present moment. Just focusing on ourselves, our inner selves, and just what our heart needs, what our body needs. All right, and then when you're ready, let's go ahead and come towards a standing posture. So again, that's something that can just be done, 5 minutes early in the morning. Super simple. All right, so let's go ahead and come towards mountain pose. So we'll bring the palms of our hands towards whatever's in front of us. We'll just engage the core and the glutes. And then again, here you can either keep your eyes closed or you can bring them to a soft gaze, and we'll just take a deep breath. In through the nose, we may want to hold it, and then we'll just exhale. And then again, if you've chosen this standing posture, just taking a moment to notice the way the body relaxes as we exhale. And then again, just being mindful of any sort of tension that you're holding within your face, within your body. We'll just inhale again. We'll hold, and then we'll exhale. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and inhale one more time. And then we'll exhale. When you're ready, let's go ahead and run through a few more of those half sun salutations. Bringing the hands above the head as we inhale, and then as we exhale, bringing the hands down to heart center. And then feel free again to run through a few of those at your own pace, holding each as long as you need. One of the great things about this grounding posture and this mountain pose is that those feet are planted firmly into the earth. If you can get outside, I would highly suggest doing this outside with your feet in the grass. Whether you are a standing person or you're in a wheelchair, just getting those feet in that grass. And just breathing in all of that air that our body so desperately needs. And then just giving back as we exhale back to the plants and the trees. All right, and then when you're ready, let's go ahead and bring the hands to heart center. And that's it. Super simple, super easy. One more thing that I would like to suggest is, along with that journaling, just not to stop journaling, just journal continuously. That journaling will help you not only release any sort of stress or tension, could possibly help you get through some trauma. It's also a great way to be creative. You might have an idea of something that you want to do, some sort of meaning or purpose that you want to serve and fulfill. So that journaling can help there too. The purpose that I found through that trauma was not only to be able to help people with just learning how to breathe better, maybe going through a few yoga techniques, a few yoga exercises, just to help people feel good. One of the other things that I did is I made contact with a company called Adaptive Ops or Adaptive Operations. They are a counter human trafficking organization. They spend a lot of time educating people about that, helping with fundraisers, that type of thing. I'm not saying that that's something that you have to do. I'm just suggesting that you find something outside of yourself, outside of your family, outside of your job, just something to do that's positive, that can help other people's lives. And in turn, it really helps you also. So again, just going back just a little bit, going back to that mantra. A mantra is something that you can focus on for your life, something that you can do just that helps you. And it's really an I statement. It's not a I am going to, or when I have time, this is what will happen. It's an I statement. And for example, one of the mantras that I use is I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collect. When I say that mantra before my yoga practice in the morning, that really helps me just to tune in, just bring in all of that positive energy. And as simple and maybe silly as it sounds, it really does help. So all right, that's all I had for today. I will be posting other videos just as things come up that I feel inspired about, things that I think that might be able to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you have questions about yoga, whether you do or do not want to do it, you just have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help, always happy to answer questions. So I will end with this. I will leave you with this today. If you will please join me, just bringing those hands to heart center. I'd like to invite you to take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Just taking that breath with you everywhere that you go today. Just using that breath to bring you back to center. If you need that, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be well. I will end with namaste.